Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. This video is going to be like a review and a review of volumes 5 and 6 of My Dress Up Darling, which I will get into now. Marin is the girl. Marin Kitagawa is the girl, and Gojo is the guy. And it's a love story between the two of them anyways. Volume 5 starts out with Marin is comes into Gojo's house and she's all like tan and stuff because she just she's just getting ready for her cosplay where has white hair and like fangs and stuff. Fangs and like wears basically nothing because she likes this character from the show. But the tan isn't actually a tan. She puts like concealer or some sort of makeup on. I don't know. I'm not too like knowledgeable about makeup. She puts that on and then she's all sweaty and stuff for some reason. And she asked Gojo, she's like, "Hey, Gojo, will you let me take a shower here?" And he lets her take a shower, but I think she starts undressing in front of him just to, mess with him. And he asked her about the makeup. She found some way to get some teeth that are sharp and stuff. She takes a shower. He gets super hot and Gojo gets all hot and bothered because he's going to see Kitagawa or Marin in this cosplay that's basically like a swimsuit. Like it basically has nothing there. There's like barely any fabric. And she doesn't understand why he's freaking out, but she's happy that he's freaking out because she has a crush on him. And he's like, "Yo, you need to pick cosplays that I can actually see you wear." But he was also really happy because he got this cosplay done pretty fast. And then the next cosplay is a succubus from this like really cartoony manga. Like the style's not very like, humanoid. It's more cartoony. And he has to figure out how to make this cosplay, and he has to make it his own. And he doesn't know what a succubus is. So he has to like do research like he's done with like multiple of his other, like she made him play the Roge game, she made him watch the anime and stuff like that. So this is how he does his research, is he like, dives into it. So he like looks up what a succubus is. He read the comic, he thinks it's really cute. And she doesn't think she can pull off the succubus because it's like cute. And then Gojo's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? You can pull off anything. It's cosplay." And then she tells him, she's like, "I found the studio that's like perfect. It's a perfect match of what the manga background is." And it ends up being a love hotel because which freaks him out. So far, I'm absolutely loving this volume. I think it's perfect. I think this has happened in the anime too, but I fucking love it. And she wants to get photos of the Kitagawa wants to get photos of the succubus in this love hotel. And if you don't know what a love hotel is, it's a hotel where you can go have intercourse in, and then you can leave. Like it's quickly and stuff like that. That's what it's meant for, is intercourse. And she wants to get photos there. So they go to this love hotel. Gojo's freaking out the whole time. He's like, "What the fuck? You didn't tell me this was a love hotel." And then she gets dressed, and then everything's fine. And he's just taking pictures and stuff. And then to recreate one of the scenes, he brought a bunch of props to recreate like some scenes from the manga and stuff. And then there's like one photo where he thought it would look better if he like laid on the bed and then took the photos. So he did that. And then it's implied that he kind of got a boner from that because she like laid on top of him. And then they kind of freak out and stuff. And then the next part is Kitagawa's dad shows up and says her dad's mad because Kitagawa's dad is mad because she hasn't done any of her summer homework. So then she calls Gojo and is like, "Hey, I need help with this homework so I can do stuff." And then she forgot to do it at school, and then she forgot some of the homework at school because she's hanging out with him, and he's helping her do the homework because he's smart and stuff. I would assume he's smart, and then they go to the school together because she forgot some of the homework, and then they go to the pool, and I guess Kitagawa can't swim, I guess, but she like falls in the pool, and then he like saves her. It's a very interesting thing. Very interesting. I'm enjoying it a lot. I am enjoying it a lot. So after the whole school fiesta and like her doing her homework, they decide to go to a firework festival together. And Kitagawa wears the traditional like Japanese kimonos, and she has like her hair up. And she asked him, she's like, "Yo, do you like the way I look? Do you like my hair like this and all this stuff?" Kind of fucking with him because she likes to do that. And he's like, he gets so fucking hot and bothered because her hair is up and you can see like her neck, and she like gets all flustered because he's all flustered. And that's basically all that really happens at the whole like firework festival. And then they watch a scary movie, and she can't sleep, so she calls him. And he like, cause I think he really enjoyed the scary movie, like all the effects, and it like terrified her, which is great. She can't fall asleep, so she calls him, and they're on the phone together, and he's asleep. And then she tells him, "Yo, man," she doesn't say it in these words, but she basically says, "Yo, Gojo, I love you." Like, she admits her feelings while he's asleep, which she should be lucky that he is asleep. I don't know if she ever hung up or anything, or if she ever fell asleep, but, I think that volume was really, really good. That is kind of where the anime ends, is right. I'm pretty sure it's right when, after they do the succubus stuff. So, it'll be interesting to see that get, animated, because they're gonna animate this. This series did numbers for them, 100%. Anyways, let's move on to the next volume. So, they're in an aquarium, and they meet this, like, cosplayer. Because she's in her original like cosplay from like the first volume, the first cosplay that they're doing, and they're gonna take pictures and stuff. And then they meet this like other, what looks like a female cosplayer, but it ends up being a dude, and that like surprised the shit out of me. Like, I didn't think they were gonna go there, but I guess, And she's like lost a like pin or something, and they were going to help her fix her pants because she was going to leave, or his pants, I guess. And then they go into the bathroom, and this Gojo figures out that this dude or whatever, he gets all hot and bothered because they were going to go into a changing room that's meant for women because he thought he was a woman. And then he fixes it, and the camera person from when they went to the cosplay event ran into Kitagawa, and they had a little conversation. It was pretty interesting. Nothing really came of that. And then the guy comes out, and then they start talking about makeup and how you would apply makeup to a dude. Pretty freaking interesting. And I guess he like uses orange concealer, which I have fucking no idea what that is, to like hide his stubble because he has facial hair because he's a guy. His name is Hitamo, something like that, but I'm just going to keep calling him guy. I'll say Gojo when I'm talking about Gojo. And then he has some, like, glue that he uses to keep his wig in place because his wig will fall off and stuff, and they talk about that for a while. Then they talk about boobs because, guys don't really have them, and he has to wear fake ones, and Gojo tries them on, and then Marine or Kitagawa grabs them, and then he gets all self-conscious, and it's pretty funny. It's probably one of the funnier parts so far. I'm really enjoying this this volume. It's stocked full of a lot more information than the last one. I feel like the last one moved a little more. And then they go to like a cosplay like place where you can buy cosplays and stuff, and for like beginners and stuff, and Gojo's all fascinated because there's beginner cosplays for people who can't sew, aren't really good at that kind of stuff, and he thought everyone just kind of made their own cosplays, and there's like wigs and stuff that are made that way too, and he's so impressed. And then they go back downstairs and they get photos. Marie and the guy who's dressed up like a girl. They get photos with a bunch of people. Well, she doesn't. He does. And everyone's impressed that it's a dude, and they can't really tell. And then they kind of get into his backstory of why he got into cosplays. It's because when he was younger, his sister put makeup on him and gave him clothes, and he liked the way he looked, which is an interesting thing. I don't think I'd ever do that, but each their own. I'm not here to judge. I'm really enjoying the pacing and this, and he continues to like dress up, and he gets like made fun of and stuff from like his peers at school, which probably would happen to almost anyone who does this as a male, but he keeps doing it because it makes him feel good and stuff, and like he doesn't want to stop because he loves it. And then he gets like a girl ask him out, and then she finds all his clothes, and then she thinks that has a girl over. He says, no, it's mine, I do drag. And then they break up because she wants him to get rid of all of it, which is very acceptable. And that's basic. And then after that, he accuses Gojo. He was like, I originally thought that you would just make fun of me for drag when you asked me that question, but he never did. And then they kind of leave, and then they say if they ever see each other again at a different convention to come up and talk to him, which is very interesting. And now they leave and then whatever, and now they go on to the next cosplay that they're going to do. It's a couple days later or whatever, and then Gojo and Marie are talking, and they're talking about what cosplay she wants to do. She's been watching this new anime that has a bunch of bunny girls in it, and she really likes this one girl, which who doesn't like bunny girls is a quote from her. And then Gojo's like, oh, I could make this really quick, and then they start the cosplay, like making the cosplay, and he invites her over, and she thought that she was so excited because she thought he was going to ask her on a date, but he didn't. He asked her to help with the straps because he didn't understand the outfit. The outfit kept flopping open, and she's like, well, some bunny girl outfits have straps and stuff, and yeah. So Kitagawa's like, let's go to the store and get the straps, because when she thinks of something, she has to do it. So they go to the store, and they go to this, like, I guess it's like some place that makes costumes and stuff, and they're talking to the guy that's working there, and they're like, how would we make a bunny girl costume? We need these straps. And he's like, oh, you don't actually need straps. There's this thing called like a bone, which is like, I couldn't even describe it if I tried, but it like keeps the outfit in place. And he's like, oh, I didn't even think of that, blah, blah, blah. You don't need the straps, so they don't get the straps. And Kitagawa seems pretty disappointed that she can't have the outfit, like, have the area where the chest is fall out, like it did in the anime. And then they go back to his place, they get the bone thing. She tries it on, but, oh, wait, you can see her panties. Oh, my. And it freaks him out. And then... So then they go to, like, this place that has a bunch of graffiti everywhere. I don't know exactly where it is. And she comes in disguise, but she has her makeup done, so then she doesn't have to do her makeup again. Which is an interesting thing I never really thought about, but I guess I don't really have to think about it. Anyways, she gets her bunny girl outfit on, and he was already freaking out before about her seeing the underwear thing, but she figured out she could just wear, like, skin-colored pantyhose. Yeah. And then he kind of freaks out, and they take pictures at the place, and then she's like, I'm going to wear this costume or cosplay as my Halloween costume. Why don't you come with me, Gojo? And why don't you wear cosplay? And that's where that chapter ends, which is an interesting thing. I don't think he's really into cosplay, but... he can make a good Zoro. So they're going to the Halloween party, and like they're walking around, and everyone's complimenting Kitagawa and telling her she looks hot, and like hitting on her and stuff, because she's a beautiful girl and she's wearing this like incredible cosplay. like incredible cosplay. And she's with like her group of friends from school and stuff, and then they go into like a karaoke booth bar and they start talking, and they're like, who made this cosplay for you? And she's like, well, Gojo did. Who and who did your makeup? Well, Gojo did. So they're like, how the hell does this guy know how to do makeup? Because he's in a bunny suit, by the way, which is pretty interesting, because he doesn't want to show his face and he couldn't do cosplay himself. She wanted him to be the guy from this anime that she likes, this from the same anime as the bunny girl one. But then they're like, how do you know how to do makeup? Oh, I do Hina dolls. And then he thought they were all gonna freak out. But like they did make fun of, one of the guys made fun of him for doing makeup, and then the other one's like, well, there's a lot of professional makeup artists that are men and stuff, which is one of his insecurities, is getting made fun of, and he doesn't feel like he belongs anywhere. Like that's one of his main characteristics, and Kitagawa is definitely making him feel better about himself. But that they talk for a while, and they're like talking about Hina dolls and how Hina dolls are so cool, and he's like, man, I've never heard this before. I thought they would just like fucking make fun of me and like roast my ass for, making these Hina dolls. And then one of the girls is singing, and she like turns to she asks Kitagawa and Gojo if they're dating, and that's where the volume ends. Can't wait to read the next one, because this shit is fire.